Hi, welcome back to I Am Luminescent, where astrology meets intuition. And today we're going to talk about the most well-known astrological events, Mercury retrograde. Let's talk about it.
And I see it's gone to some astrology. Well, baby, I can see your face.
So in this video, we're going to go over some unraveling of the mysteries of Mercury retrograde and understanding its impact on our lives and how we can harness this energy for growth and clarity. So we're going to discuss what is Mercury retrograde, the themes of Mercury retrograde, how we can navigate the Mercury retrograde, and give a glimpse into next year, 2025. What themes we have upon us for next year, okay? What is Mercury retrograde? Okay, astronomical definition is the planet Mercury from, the naked eye. We see Mercury kind of stopped and not moving. It's an optical illusion. Actually, the planet gets as close to Earth as it can possibly get, and then it has to slow down. So that's what it does. Now, because we're looking at it from Earth where we're moving, it looks like it's not moving at all. But it actually is. It's just not as fast as it was because it can't pass Earth or get too close to Earth. It's just an optical illusion, okay, where it looks like it's moving backwards in our sky here on Earth. Now, the astrological significance is that with the energy being so strong because it's so close, we tend to get into issues with miscommunication, time of things being delayed, especially when it comes to travel. And Mercury rules communication, commerce, short distance travel, definitely. So when we go through retrogrades 3 to 4 times a year, there's a disruption in these areas of our lives. But it's also a time for us to reflect and recalibrate what's going on in our life. Everything is up for review when it comes to how we interact in the world. Some themes of Mercury retrograde: miscommunication and delays, technology and travel challenges, revisiting of the past, and reflection and introspection. Okay. So emails might go missing. You may have issues with your phone. Um, you might miss your Uber, or you could possibly have a delayed flight. Those are things that are pretty normal happenings during Mercury retrograde. Misunderstandings can happen. Things may seem to be falling apart as far as any plans you have. I know for me, like I had a scheduled event to go to, and I was late getting there because I really didn't have all the information Mercury I needed to get where I had to go with me. So I had to come back and be rescheduled. And when I came back, is because of that mishap, I was able to know, okay, I know how to get there and where I got to go when I do get there. So there's no more confusion. This is why we're always stating as astrologers to double check everything. Make sure your phone is backed up. Make sure give yourself time. Okay. And that's how we get into the technology and travel challenges, because sometimes we have issues with the vehicle or the medium in which we're traveling, especially if it's in large groups, could cause delays. Okay. Your flight could be delayed. It may be a few hours to days, depending on where you are in the world. If you're traveling somewhere by car, or you just you just have a car, you want to make sure before the retrograde happens that you do your tune-up. Okay. You want to make sure that your car is safe on the road. Um, Tires, oil changes, air filters, things of that nature is being able to take place. Brakes, rotors, like make sure you get your car checked on and detailed, because when Mercury retrograde come, you're going to be facing those challenges head on, and it could delay things that you have in place because your mode of transportation, Mercury rules transportation, is under review. Okay. Technology is very important that you back up your data, back up your information to a cloud. Make sure you have access to your cloud. Make sure your passwords are up to date. You want to make sure you have extra time behind any project or travel that you are doing as well. So everyone is very aware that Mercury retrogrades can bring back past partners, old friendship, things of that nature. There's even memes that go around circulating like, don't get back with your ex just because the retrograde, okay? But old friends, old lovers, old um relationships, they do come back around. Old flames do come back around because are these are people that you used to talk to. And sometimes it's not about rekindling a relationship. Sometimes it's just about having closure, and you might not need the closure, but maybe that person is going through something karmically where they're being led to speak to you and address you and close out a cycle for themselves through you or because of the relationship that you guys had together. Now, you can give that person a chance to seek closure if it's safe for you as well as that individual. But when you do allow yourself those conversations, you're able to gain some renewed clarity. You can definitely see things differently because Mercury rules the mind as well. Okay. So your conversation, you could definitely be different. The retrograde may help you to see things differently. So when you do communicate, you may have more grace, more compassion for that person. And so they may have that for you as well. Yeah, so when it comes to that renewed clarity, this is a time where things kind of need to be slowed down. We may feel this urge to communicate, to say things, have word vomit, but it's very important that you do slow down. You do, bless you do have your um, thoughts examined. You want to be intentionally with the words that you speak and how you communicate. Okay. You don't want to put your foot in your mouth. You may also want to rethink how you communicate with people and the decision making that you have going on. Because before, if you normally, when you have things that are already being worked on, Mercury retrograde is a good time to just kind of wrap the things up. But you don't want to start anything brand spanking new during the retrograde because it inevitably has an ending of some sort, and I've experienced this numerous times. So it's very important that you take time to really think out the decisions you're being made and don't move too fast trying to make decisions. Haste makes waste. So now we're going to get into navigating the Mercury retrograde in itself. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is pause before we take a big leap of action. Okay, this goes back to what I was saying about doing brand new things. If you're not wrapping anything up, then it definitely should wait till after the retrograde ends. Now, because you want to pause before acting, this could be like major contracts, major purchases where you are making life altering decisions. Those you want to take your time and weigh your options, especially even when it comes to shopping. If you have Mercury ruling your money houses, you definitely want to take your time and reassess the importance of the decision that you're about to make, as well as shop around and find a bargain. Don't just take someone's word as the end all be all. Like, find other resources, compare pricing, compare research, get other, find people who are skilled in that lane to give you some additional information that could be different and possibly help you more than the option that you think is best for you right now, because that can change. Mercurial energy is all about shifting, sometimes fairly quickly. You want to practice patience during Mercury retrograde, especially if you're in traffic. Delays are frustrating, and having delays could mean that we may be over analyzing or getting anxious in our minds, again, Mercury, about things not going according to plan, or information may be missing because we haven't connected these dots yet because we're waiting for this thing. Trust that the universe has its own timing. Your universe, you have your own divine time, and you have a time when you're supposed to meet certain marks according to your soul's journey. So again, haste makes waste. Don't push or force anything. Enjoy patience. And patience is not waiting. Patience is having a positive attitude while you're waiting. Big difference. Revisit and revise. another major navigation key. When it comes to revisiting and revising, of course, revisiting relationships, finding gems in those relationships to help you on your personal journey and experience, regardless if they're past lovers, friends, or even family, because Mercury does tap into cousins and siblings. You want to revise some of your plans. You may have made plans to do something or have a specific routine, and your routine gets thrown off. So instead of beating yourself up or being angry with yourself about things not going according to plan, you have an opportunity to revise your plan according to your immediate needs being met at this time. And should you have to revise your plans again, then do so. Okay. This is also about tying up projects or meeting goals that you didn't get to do yet. Because again, this is about wrapping things up, putting a bow on it. So whenever you have to reconnect with something or someone, just know that during the retrograde, this is about, closing up the past so that you can be clear and set to move on. Self-care and communication. All right. Mercury retrograde, again, this is about us reviewing things, and sometimes things come up that we need to review. That is about our self-care and self-awareness. Now, Mercury is tied to our nervous system, so it's very important that you take the time to not only have a way to communicate your feelings and thoughts in a safe and healthy way, especially when someone else is involved. You also want to, even if that's in therapy too, you also want to be very compassionate with yourself so you can give that same amount of grace to other people who are coming back in your life or who are also going through the throes of Mercury retrograde, and they may say something a little bit more snipe than usual. And it's very important that your self-awareness that you give to yourself to be compassionate to the things that you're going through, you have the ability to demonstrate that out to other people. So listen more than you speak. Be more compassionate with yourself, and so you have the capacity to be more compassionate to others. Some affirmations for Mercury retrograde. I communicate with clarity and ease. I embrace the opportunity to revise and refine. I trust the lessons that Mercury retrograde brings. I trust the lessons that Mercury retrograde brings. So during 2024, we had 4 retrogrades, the longest being in April and August. And the last one, while I'm recording, will end December 15th in Sagittarius. Next year, 2025, we will have 3 retrogrades starting March 15th through April 7th from Aries to Pisces, July 18th in Leo, and November 9th, Sagittarius to Scorpio. Okay, so that's March 15th, April 7th, July 18th to August 11th, November 9th through November 29th. And the longest one will be 24 days, which will be in July, that July 18th to August 11th. Thank goodness the retrograde will be over by the time my birthday comes. All the retrogrades for this year and next year are fire element, and fire has a lot to do with our desires, our passion, and our ability to take action. Okay, Aries has to do with how we see ourselves in our own unique journey. Leo has to do with how we love on ourselves and show others how they can love themselves as well. And Sagittarius has a lot to do with our godship, our worship, and the reason why we are here. And having the ability to reevaluate all 3 of those aspects of ourselves gives us a better view of the steps we should be taking, of the connections we can make. And it also increases our libido, it increases our confidence, and increases our ability to say yes to the things that we really want to do, especially since this year we had the North Node in Aries. So all the fire energy with the North Node fire has been all about us doing the things that we are purposed to do. Next year, with the nodes changing over into Pisces, it's going to be a way more spiritual based and collective based than only about the self. So again, you can see Mercury retrograde is not here to harm us. It is only here to help us to reevaluate the things that we are doing, how we're doing it, how we're communicating, what our thoughts are, and to disconnect and close off loose ends that we are no longer connected to, so we don't have to repeat cycles or karmic lessons anymore in our life. All right. Now, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to thumbs up, like this video. Make sure you also subscribe to the channel as well. Share this video with someone who you know can actually benefit from it. And I will leave the comments open below. If you have any crazy experiences during Mercury retrograde, you can drop them down below.